right, we are back today. I have Mr. Brendan Kelly with me on the New Line podcast. Brendan has a major fight coming up this weekend, right? With OJ Rose.
Yes, sir. OJ Rose, Misfits 15 in Houston.
That's big, man. This is a big card. I mean, this is a big event, a big opponent. Your pro debut. Most guys are coming out in their pro debut, taking something easy, a gimme fight. Get that record up to 1-0. You're coming in, you're fighting one of the most dangerous guys you could fight in your pro debut. So,
yeah. I mean, but that's kind of how my career has gone in totality. Anyways, as a amateur career, I took all the hard fights I could on purpose and stuff. I tested myself enough as an amateur to know that I can compete with pretty much anybody, and that's where consistent results creates confidence. And so knowing that I've towed the line with Daquan twice, and I've outgot him twice. I fought numerous other good people. I fought pro as an amateur, pro bare knuckle fighter as an amateur. I got that experience, and he ran for me the whole time and stuff. This is and it's a little bit of a different world too. So like, it's not necessarily amateur boxing, or it's not necessarily boxing. Like, it's influencer boxing, so it's a different pedigree as well, to a different skill level with that too. So they think my guy that I'm about to fight's pretty good. Which he's all right. He's 3-1. He's got 3 KOs as a pro. I mean, that's not a bad record. I don't think he's as good as Daquan McNeil is skill wise. So I think a lot of people are going to be surprised. I think the other thing that I like is that I'm currently the huge underdog, because that's how the world works. Not enough people know who I am, so therefore people can't give me credit or anything like that. And this guy's just going to knock me out. I would say right now it's probably like 80-20 that people think I'm actually going to get knocked out against this guy, which that's not going to happen. But it's a 4 3-minute round fight. It's going to be a fun one. He is a good opponent. He has good heart, so I know it's going to be a good fun fight. The awesome thing too is fighter of the night and KO of the night get a $25,000 bonus, and I'm almost always one of those. And that's the thing, is it's a different world now that I'm in. So that's also why I'm making the jump. The money was right, the opportunity was right. Mm-hmm. When I win this fight, I have a chance to pave my way in the Misfits scene, and when you do that, you're making 6 figures to fight, and so that's what it is. It's been a blessing for me to kind of be by myself training throughout this entirety, because I've never I didn't listen to anyone when they told me I should go pro or this and that and how I should do all this. I worked on trying to save my gym. I saw this as an opportunity that I could work really hard at by myself and still get good enough, and then fighting would help me learn how to fight. And so I've now had 30 amateur fights, and the reason I became where I am now is because I kept fighting, and that's how you learn. Is go ahead and put it in it. You can look as pretty as you want. There's so many people that look better than me on the heavy bag, double M bag. I can't even do the other one. There's certain, but I don't care about that. Yes, it does help certain senses, but fighting is how you get good at fighting, and having someone throw something at you, having react. And then my style of fighting, I've tried to always be different in the sense that I don't allow people to box. I turn it into a constant action reaction game. So there's not necessarily always a game plan for me, because I don't necessarily always have a game plan. I'm saying, hey, what's open and let's go. And then from there, my conditioning, I say I'm going to be the fastest, strongest, most conditioned at this weight. So we're going to turn it into a fight. Why would I allow you to be in a zone, allow you to be comfortable, allow you to be relaxed? Every fighter wants that. I don't want you to feel good when you're fighting me. I want you to, and then I'm also going to make you tired. And when people are tired, they don't do what they want to do. And so it's been a fun journey with it so far, and I've gotten massively better over the years. My biggest jump is in the last year and a half, really just going all in and realizing what I was with putting in just decent effort, how good could I be if I went all in? And that's what I've done this last year and a half. And because I've done that, now I'm getting the opportunity where I am.
Man, where do you think you would be right now if COVID hadn't happened and shut your ninja gym down when it did? Because that's what kind of led you into taking some fights for money.
I mean, I don't think I'd be a fighter at all. Um,
Yeah,
I mean, because my ninja gym survived through COVID with all the bull crap going on, and it's like my gym would have probably taken off, and I would have probably just been more of a businessman and probably working on trying to open my second or third or
yeah,
like a location and stuff, and I would have been more probably Ninja Warrior orientated, or because my whole thing is, I mean, just like Bruce Lee and stuff, be water. Like you got to go wherever you got to go to do what you need to do to succeed. So it doesn't matter. Like my stuff was shut off at that time. I wasn't able to do what I wanted to do, even though I knew what I had was golden. So I had to go find another way to survive. I told people during COVID, I said, man, all I was trying to do was be a cockroach. Just don't die. Like survive, like they're known for just surviving like
yeah,
nuclear bombs or whatever. So that's the thing is people at the end of the day, the ones that make it in life are the ones that just find a way. And that's the one thing you got to do is just everyone can come up with an excuse. I mean, I had a good excuse. Like the whole world shut down. I'd put everything
yeah,
in it. Like everyone would have, my excuse would have satisfied everyone.
yeah,
But that's the thing is I don't want an excuse. The common thing in failure is an excuse.
yeah.
And I'm just not one of those people. And that's one thing I want to try to take on this influencer world is showing people like we need more real men in this world nowadays. We got way too many weak men. Show people that all you got to do is put in that work. You want to get somewhere, don't use an excuse. You are where you are in life because of the actions you took, the choices you made, or choices you allowed people to make for you. Until you take responsibility for that, you're never going to want to change it because it's not going to identify as you. So that's the other thing. You got too many people want to pass everything on and they want to be the victim. They want everyone. But we got to have people start standing up. And that's one thing I love about the fight game too is you have to fight me. Like there's no way around it. Like you got to, like if you want, like they in football and track and all that stuff, like all the other sports I played, they could take me out of the game by just not going to that side or like there's different strategies in track of you can box people in. Like there's different ways of doing things, but like in fighting, like at the end of the day, you got to fight me. Like
Yeah.
and if I lose, that's all on me because it's not my coach. It's not well. It's on me. I didn't prepare myself. I can blame it on whoever I want, but I didn't come in. So that's the one thing I really love about it. This is just a straight like you put in the work game, you're going to get the results. If you lose, there's a reason you lost. Like plain and simple. Yeah.
Man, you're definitely one of the hardest working guys I've ever seen, I've ever met in my life. And well, it's funny. Anytime I see you getting tired in a fight, my first thought is he's overtrained. He's probably not taking a day off. So BJ's probably like, all right, it's fight week, time to slow down, chill, work on this and that. Probably BJ comes in, does his thing, goes home. You're probably out here doing another 100 rounds that day. So that's the you probably got out of the ring and checked your phone and had a text from me like, man, like how much did you train the last 2 days? Because like there's no way you get tired. But
I mean that's the thing too. Well, so like the Daquan fight and other fights, like I mean there are certain fights that I specifically trained through because that's not my goal. Like
yeah,
no, like during when I fought Daquan last time, I knew my goal was actually this fight. Because winning that was great, but if I would have lost, I honestly would have been completely fine. But still,
yeah,
whenever I go in the ring, I'm going to give it my all. I'm not going to anytime you get me, you're going to get me. Like I'm never going to give you a day off or anything like that. It just I'm my product. So that's the one thing that again, like I try to lead by action, and so I try to fight the way that I want to watch a fight because
yeah,
it's boring if you're just sitting there. I counted my punches from my last fight. 4 3-minute rounds. I threw 450 punches, like right around there. And then I watched my opponent that I got for this upcoming fight. His last fight, he threw around 250 for the 4 rounds.
yeah.
So again, there's those things where it's like, okay, all right. Now knowing these things, it's like now how to formulate my game plan better and stuff. I think I'm gonna play him from the outside the whole time. I don't think he can move with me, and so that's what I'm gonna try to do. And I don't think he's ever faced anybody that has the amount of cardio that I do, to where he will actually be on a very tired level. Because
Yeah.
if he doesn't match my punch volume, he's going to lose unless he knocks me out.
You set such a high pace that, I mean, the guys, they have to try to keep up. Otherwise, they're going to get in trouble.
Yeah,
They're going to get hurt. They're going to get hurt because they can't get away from you either. I mean, you've got the footwork. You're always walking them down. They can't just stay away. And even the guys with good – I've seen you fight – I mean, Daquan and these guys with the good footwork. Okay, like these guys are going to neutralize Brendan Kelly. No, Brendan's faster than they are. You're setting just such a high pace coming forward. They can't get away from you. They have to match your pace just to stay in the fight. And then they at the end of the fight when like maybe you're slowing down a little bit, but they're like their gas they're empty. Their gas tank's empty.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So
you're still going. You're one of those guys too.
That's what reboosts me. So I started realizing it, and this is why I'm glad I took the Daquan fight. Like, it made me get tired, and when you get tired, you kind of start to unlock certain things. So like in the third round and fourth round, I couldn't throw my normal shots of like where I oomph it, and then I started realizing as I was throwing, I'm like, no, just curve it and hit his face, and like literally, then my arms started becoming like noodles. And now I can throw so much better punches because I don't use any muscles in my arm. Now it's much more fluid, much more crisp, much more. But it's because, like, I never allowed myself to fully get to that level of where I had to be like that. But you have to press yourself, and just like diamonds are made through pressure and stuff. Like So my whole thing is I'm going to find a way to whatever. Again, like, I'm a reactionary person. I'm straight survival. I'm straight like you're in my face. Once I see that you're tired as well, now, if I see you're tired, I'm just going to throw and I'm going to mush your face. If I mush your face and your neck goes back, I know I'm going to kill you because you're done. Because you're already your mental state's already given up. And then every time I touch you, your neck goes back. And then I know I'm good. Because that's where I can still keep going. No matter what, I find a way that whenever I'm tired a different way, I can switch to a different way and go that until I'm tired and go. Then my legs never get tired anymore because I specifically know the pain that, or when you're when you're dead in a fight, it's when your legs are dead. And I now legitimately, like, not even joking or like stretching the truth at all, I legitimately do 500 to 600 squats, lunges, and step ups a day. Like, and I do it all pretty much in the same like setting of like 30 minutes. But that's what I do every day, just as a natural stabilizer. And then I run at least 4 miles a day, if not up to 8 to 10 tops. And then I do boxing conditioning every day as well. And I do sauna and steam room conditioning 30 to 40 minutes, about four to five times a week. And then a couple things here and there. But right now, that's the other thing. Like, I'm fully investing 2-ish plus hours a day to becoming a better boxer and athlete. Like, here's the statistical results. If you just do something 18 minutes a day every single day, at the end of the year, you'll be better than 95% of the people in the world that do it. That's 18 minutes a day.
Yeah.
So again, that's the thing is if I just do something one time a day more than everyone else, at the end of the week, I'm going to be 7 steps ahead. But if I'm over here doing a shit ton every day, I'm going to be so far ahead of y'all that y'all can't catch me. And that's the part that I'm trying to get to. My goal is to own the Misfits scene. And then from there, like, actually, I get full good and like really try to actually step into like against the David Haney, like that kind of crew, like more of that kind of style. I mean, I've never tried to do like a Canelo or anything. I would only stay in like the 140 with 150 range tops as a pro for against real boxers. But in the influencer scene, I don't care to be at 168, but I'd much rather stay at the 145 to 155 range.
Yeah. So going back to the training a little bit. So this kind of going to go back toward your track days here. So the thing about track and field is, you've got meets every week, but you're trying to peak at the right time. You've got that big meet at the end of the year. And so now that you're going into pro boxing, it's kind of like that. You've been fighting every week, every other week, so you're not really focusing on peaking at any point. You're just always training, just always pushing. And now at the pro level, you're not going to be fighting every week, every other week. Now you can actually focus. I've got this date 3 months out, and you're going to kill it. But then you can ease off at a certain point so that you recover, you peak on that day. And that's the version of you I'm looking forward to seeing at this pro level. And tell me a little bit about that, because you were one of the best track and field guys around here. You went to college, ran, and how do you think that training and background you have is going to translate into the pro career where you're not fighting every week now?
I mean, I'm very excited for it now too, especially as well with this weight that I'm at. I'm not going to lose any weight. So I'm going to come in fully fresh. I'm tapering into it. So I took an ice bath today. I take an ice bath tomorrow. All I'm doing pretty much at this point now is, 5-7 mile light jogs, letting the arms out, letting the legs out. I'm going to feel super comfortable. So I'm very excited to see what that turns into. I'm also changing my biological clock right now, knowing that I'm fighting in Texas time, Houston. I don't know if we're 2 hours behind or not, but trying to just get more used to. Yeah, I'm trying to get more used to at least, work. I try to work out. Like, I'll do a workout after this, like 8:30 range, a light one just to move, get my body adjusted. And these are the things that you got to start thinking about when you're trying to do pro things and stuff. Getting there early, like we get there. I mean, I get there Wednesday morning. I don't fight till Saturday. Stuff like that. Putting everything just in a line, making everything like that's the one thing. Again, testing yourself in amateur stuff, like making sure like you don't get fights stolen from you, making sure you learn how not to get fights stolen from you, like all the little secrets and everything. And so I'm excited about this. I did get a taper into this one, like I said. So I went hard for the last like 3.5 weeks in a row. It is pretty much what I tried to do, and then now I'm just completely easing off. I got my last sparring rounds were on Saturday. I got 4 3-minute rounds in, 2 against 2 people, and they switched in, so they kept themselves fresh enough to go against me. And I was averaging still 100, a little over per round. Felt comfortable. So man, I'm excited for it. And like that's the thing. All these other sports people, they all like at first they're like, "Oh, you're just an athlete. You can do all this." Like y'all don't understand. All this is going to translate over. Like for real. And that was the funniest thing to me. Like, hey, oh, you're this. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, because I just started. Like, I didn't get to practice yet. Like, come on. Like, of course, I'm not going to be a world champ as soon as I enter the ring. But that's the one thing. The haters will always just try to bring you down, no matter what you do.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this, man. And I'm going to ask you about another fight. This was a fight you lost. So I believe it was maybe a year ago, 2023. You fought the number 1 fighter in the country in the amateurs. He's a former national champion, and probably going to see him in the Olympics soon. I mean, this is a guy leagues above anybody in this area, and you went there, went toe-to-toe with the guy, went the distance. I don't believe he ever dropped you.
No.
He had a hard time. Your style was so different to him.
Well, that's the thing is literally at the end of that fight, he came straight up to me and said, "You're the most awkward person I've ever fought." And I was like, exactly. There's no game plan for me.
Yeah.
Like that's the whole thing is I'm all straight reactiveness, and I'm so much like if you're gonna like he's bigger than me too, but that's the whole thing is like I'm gonna out athlete you. So and people at first were like, "Oh, you can't do it for that long. You can't be that conditioned." And I was like, "No, yeah, you can. You just don't work. You just aren't going to go to the level of putting in the work that I will, so I can do that." And then now I've learned to put my percentages down a little bit, so then I can also hold it longer too. I mean, I feel right now like I'm in a good 6x3 condition already.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna be but he was a really. I think I honestly would beat him now as well. I back then he won off of knowing with the rules you're playing within as well.
Yeah.
USA Boxing. I mean, he won straight off the jab. The judges told me it. Like anytime they touch you, it's a point. Kind of deal. Like so, it was just more like little flick things. And this, he's a very good technical boxer and things like that. But now I would be able to press him the entire time and be comfortable, and I would give a lot more to him. So I would turn it more into a scrap. But
at that time you were still more throwing the overhands or the big whipping hooks.
Yeah.
And you gave him issues in the beginning with it, but late in the fight, I mean, he was really, really smooth. You can't take anything away from him. I mean, as soon as he would see you start to turn, he was out of there.
Yeah.
But I feel like that fight is what prepared you for Daquan. Because, Daquan, in my opinion, I've told you this before, Daquan's the best fighter in West Virginia at the amateur level at that weight. And so I feel like fighting that guy prepared you for Daquan because he was like Daquan, but better. I mean, and Daquan's awesome. But, I mean, that is the best fighter in the country.
Yeah.
And you lost that fight, but you fought a real boxer, and Daquan fights like that, but that was the best guy. And do you feel like that fight prepared you for Daquan, and then now Daquan's preparing you for OJ?
Oh yeah,
both of those guys are better than OJ.
Yes, so I agree with both of that, and then I also agree. I think G Perez got me ready for Daquan because he was a lot like Daquan as well. Like the get under your punch and get out, like all that. But after I fought Daquan the first time, that's when a huge light bulb went off. I kept overstepping my punches, and that's how you get out and under me. I've learned to sit back in my back leg a lot more now. Just stay here, and okay, you're gonna react. No, I'm just gonna mirror you, and I'll be right in front of you. So, but again, I don't. So the hardest stuff for me was to learn different than everyone because all this, like you practice all these things or whatever, and then when I get in a fight, everyone runs from me. So it's different. Like it's not like I'm not, but like everyone runs from me. Yeah, but everyone runs from me, so it's different. Like I'm not practicing that. Like I'm not practicing going forward and throwing punches are completely different than trying to, when you're sparring people and going against normal people that don't run from you. And so like these were all things I had to learn. I couldn't learn them until I fought people that did it. And so each time I got more prepared, and then I'd be like, oh, boom. Okay, I'm overrunning things too much. I commit too much to that punch. Like this. Oh, he's getting out because. All right, how do I keep him here? Like like these people are just running. How do I keep them from just going or whatever? And that's the thing. The guy I fought in Tampa, Bang Can Fly. His name's Cameron. He's actually a really good boxer for like a first couple fighter. But he was good at moving and getting out of there too, and stuff. But this guy is supposed to not be he's supposed to press forward. So this will be very interesting as well. So that's gonna be fun. So me and BJ have been working as well. He's like, I was like, well, he's gonna press forward and do this, and I was like, and he's like, no, listen, everyone thinks they can press forward against you. Guess what? They tried that for one round, and then they find out they can't do it. So I think it's gonna be one of those things too, to where I think first round is gonna be a first round. It's gonna be a normal hey, that was a good round or whatever, and then it's gonna slowly just start going my way.
They come out there and they're like, I can hang with this guy, but they can't keep that pace up that long. They might the first round, they might maybe even the second round.
Yeah,
but I don't think if OJ Rose hangs with you, if it's tit for tat for 2 rounds at your pace, round 3 he's going to be done.
There's no way. There's no way. Yeah. That's the thing too. Like that's again like why I do it is to. That's if you want to beat me, you're also going to have to want it. Like you're going to have to want it a good amount. Like I'm not going to say you're going to have to want it more than me because whatever. But like your people's chances against me, realistically, when fighting in my weight classes, are a puncher's chance. Like I can lose if I get slept. That's pretty much what. That's what I'm going to go into into my press conference and tell him that I'm like, honestly, the only way you beat me is if you sleep me cold. Like otherwise, I'm going to beat you. I'm going to win. Like I'm either going to sleep you or I'm going to get the decision. Like because I'm going to outpunch you and out hit you, outland you. Like I mean, even I can say Daquan's a better boxer than me, but I beat him because I just threw more punches and I hit him in the face more than he hit me. Like that was it. That was literally it. Like you can, if you review it, count the punches that were thrown. I threw an average of 50 more punches around than him. Like that was it. Like and see that's the thing is like he was even frustrated about it because like it's like but even the commentators they were like. Brendan's just turning this into a street fight. It's like, like, that's what you got to do. Like,
that's how you're going to beat him. You can't outbox Daquan.
No,
you got to make it a fight,
dude. And he's been in the game a lot. Like he should, he should be a better boxer than me. He's been actually boxing with a coach, and that's the other fun thing too. I pretty much got here by myself. Like BJ helps me out every once in a while, but realistically, he'll even tell you like I just train myself. But now that I'll have money or people that want to like coach me and buy into me. It's going to be fun to see how good I can get with someone actually like coaching me like 4 to 5 times a week, you know?
Right.
Or I'll be able to pay BJ to actually, because that's the thing is like he has 2 kids, he has a wife, he has a job, and he trains and he coaches boxing here. But when he coaches boxing here, I'm running my ninja classes and stuff like that. So I'm really excited for these next couple of months because I really feel like my growth is going to get that much more because now people are finally starting to buy in and actually give me a light or, stuff like that.
I know another coach here in Lexington, just as good as BJ. You could probably offer her maybe a little bit less and she'll do it. Her name Becca Robinson, just as good as BJ. Just as good as BJ.
Yeah. Dude, they're both clean as can be, man.
Yeah.
She's a crisp one too. So I heard she might be fighting for you coming up.
Yeah, we're trying to get something set up and get Becca in there for a state title. Yeah,
that'd be awesome. Hey, your event this past weekend was really awesome.
How about Chaz, man?
Dude,
Chaz,
dude, I'm telling you, I told you, he's gonna be a wrecking ball. Like I've told people, I was like. He's like the heavyweight version of me. Like right now, he's a wrecking ball. Like he's still learning the game and stuff. He puts more work in than I did in the sense of like trying to learn the craft. I just worked out all the time and then would fight. But when he hits you, his hands are stone, man. Like they really are.
I didn't expect him to win by submission.
Well, but
the other guy has a blue belt in jiu-jitsu. The other guy has a blue belt in jiu-jitsu, and I don't know how many times Chaz has actually been on a mat. And then he wins by rear naked choke. And the weirdest looking rear naked choke, he's like hanging the guy. He's like standing over him, choking. It was like a Boston crab mixed with a rear naked choke or something.
Yeah, it was like so. So what it was he hit him and he knocked him down, got on top of him, and then he was like, "Nah, screw this. I'm gonna try to stand. I'm gonna stand up." And then that dude tried to stand up, and he could tell that he couldn't stand up that well. So he's like, "All right, screw you." And then it just got it. Yeah.
Yeah, the guy got up and he fell back down. And when he was getting up the second time, Chaz comes in with a big left hand, boom, hooks him, lays the guy out, and then grabs that rear naked choke, finish.
And that's quick. The thing is, Chaz is so strong too. Like he's one of those. His weight is every bit like he's just a solid man. That's the thing is like